Welcome back to Her Standards with me, KenyaWambui. Today we are privileged to have the company of Commissioner Wambui Nyutu. She's one of Kenya's youngest commissioners, and quite big shoes she's wearing, and I can tell you for free that she's doing a good job taking up the responsibilities that she is doing at her age. She's youthful, beautiful, inspirational, name it. I don't know, maybe you should tell us what you think about the achievements that she has had so far. Now, we asked you a question. What is your big audacious goal? What is that bug that you have as a youthful person here in Kenya, or even as an older person? And what are you doing about it to make an impact for yourself and even for your community? The guest we have in the studio today has been doing so much to realize her dreams, and we're just about to talk about some of them. We are available at KTN Home across all social media platforms, or you can talk to me at KenyaWambui on Facebook, KenyaWambui on Instagram, Queenie Saina on Twitter. We are back and still very exciting to have you on the show. It's been a good year for women. Tanzania has seen their first female president.
They have.
Happy about that.
Yeah.
And even here back home, we have had our
Mother Kome.
Yes, our first female Chief Justice. It's so exciting to be alive at
It
this time.
is.
And
We
what
have
is
the Kamala Harris, the
Kamala
Vice President
Harris.
of the US. And I think it's time for women. It's time for women.
Yes.
I was in Tanzania just the other day in Dar es Salaam, and I just took my time to ask the people there,
Yes.
how is your president taking you? And they're like, she's taking us very well. That's why you're here. Yeah, you know, they are quick to tell you that now you're here as a tourist, as a business person, because we have our president, you know, who has different ideals from the previous president, and who is keen to take the country forward. And I also asked them, will you vote for her in 2025? I think that's when her term expires. And they said, yes. I think I'll vote for her. But let's also wait and see how she performs with it. But so far, so good. So you can see that it's time for women, you know. And it's very good when it happens within our East African community, because next time now, Kenyans will say, even a woman can do this, you know. We can also go for it. So it's a good time for women, I can also say that. Yeah.
I can't wait for the time when we will have a female president.
Yes. Maybe I'll be the first one.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
You never know, yeah.
Tell me about it.
You never know. But when you start your leadership, because this is a leadership position that I'm holding. Sometimes I'll run for a member of parliament position. You know, you can only, you know, hope for the best in the future. So labda sasa miaka 10-15 ikienda, you go for the presidency. Why not?
I can't wait for that. There's a popular saying, that you show me your friends and I show you who you are. And just going through some of your documents, photos, I realized that you have friends in high places. You have a picture with the sitting president, madam. How did that happen?
Yeah, that time was when we were doing the presidential campaign. I remember that was in Bomet. Yeah, we had gone with the youth team to Bomet, and also by coincidence they were there. He also had brought the campaign there. So it was one of the least coincidences, because we were always told that if the president is north, you're south, you know. The presence of the teams had to be across the country. So on that particular day, he found us in Bomet, and, you know, we just decided that we cannot be running a youth campaign across the street and the president is here. So we just joined in his trail. Yeah, that was it was a good moment, I would say. Yeah, I had greeted him before when I was a student leader, and now this one was the close shot where I even got to speak to him. Yeah, it it was great. Yeah, he told me, good job, keep going.
Coming
Yeah.
from the president, I think that's,
Yeah.
that's such a big deal. So apart from being Kenya's first female president, which I really hope, I cross my fingers that you get, which other
Yeah.
goals do you feel like you're yet to achieve? Do you still think, do you feel like you have arrived, or you still have a long way to go?
No, you know, a person without hope and ambition is more or less a dead person. You cannot be alive, you cannot be living if you do not have ambitions and a hope for a better tomorrow. So there are different things that I'm doing currently. I have young women who I mentor, young women who are leaders. I support them in their activities, and I just sometimes we just meet over a cup of coffee and we just talk about our lives, you know, how, you know, they should make their steps here and there, just to make sure that we are growing together. I also run the Nyutu Foundation, and for me, it's a fulfilling thing to do.
So what does the foundation do?
The core business of the foundation is number one, to support education, because I believe without education, the community can never move forward. So, yeah, you know, to also build schools. There are schools that are facilitated with facilities back home in my backyard. We renovated a whole school, give them facilities, new toilets, you know, new desks, you know, give them a better environment for them to live in, because I realized students were even running away from school. If there is nothing that inspires a student or a child to be in school, the child will not come to school. They will just take off. They will just stay home. But now I'm glad to say that the students are now going back to their beautifully done school. It's called the Higaini Primary School. That's why I went for my lower primary education, by the way. Then I've done an ICT center for the gender mixed secondary school, just to ensure that the students are now globally competitive. If you cannot, you know, use a computer, you cannot even...
No, you can't compete with the rest of the world.
You cannot. So that one we have been able to do. I also support individual students who are, you know, well performing, but who do not have the funds, or their parents cannot be able to support their education. We also do that. We also support women groups. We also give, you know, sanitary items to students and girls just to make sure that they are in school. Sometimes we take unga to the schools just to make sure that you're easing off the burden from the parent. Unga, you know, beans, you know, just things to make sure that they have food. Sometimes those are the things that we are currently doing. And we hope to grow the foundation from where it is to throughout everywhere in Kenya. And from Kenya, even maybe outside Kenya, we never know. Yeah, we can be like the Bill Gates Foundation.
Yes,
why
you
not?
said when you start something, you like completing your assignments.
Yeah, the
homework.
successful finish,
Yeah.
or the successful end of that particular project. Yeah.
So elections are around the corner, and as usual, we know how the script turns out. We have women and children being extremely vulnerable to election violence. So what is it that you're doing at the Commission to ensure that the safety of these vulnerable children, not just vulnerable people, not just women and children, but vulnerable Kenyans, what are you doing about protecting themselves and their freedom?
Yeah, thank you for that question. At the Commission, I would say we have made remarkable progress, because our role does not just touch on hate speech, you know. We have a whole lot of other activities that we do, or other functions that we are able to fulfill. Number one, we, you know, mitigate the cross-border, you know, conflicts that we see around. Border conflicts are prone, especially due to resources. And when people are fighting for resources, that is water, grass, you know, for their cows and all that. And this we have been able to do in a very, you know, remarkable manner. We have a roadmap to the 2022 election that is already done by this time. And what this involves is that, or what it will entail, number one, we will have hate speech monitors throughout the country. These hate speech monitors will have cameras, will have recorders, and they will be our employees. And so that, you know, why our hate speech cases do not succeed in court is because the threshold for admitting video evidence in court is very, very high. Yeah. The person who took the video must come and be a witness. Of course, people see these things on TV and they say, but this is something that the court can use, but the court cannot use it. They cannot authenticate. They cannot authenticate the source of that video. And when we call the journalist to come and be the witness, they will refuse because that's not their job. Their job is to be a journalist. When you call them as witnesses, they refuse to come as witnesses. So we have decided to have our own witnesses as a commission, so that we can bring an end to this nonsense of politicians inciting the people against each other, along ethnic lines, along, you know, different, even social class. So we will have those hate speech monitors across the country, people who will, you know, bring us evidence. And I happen to chair the Legal and Investigations Committee. And we will be listening to all of them, every single political meeting that is going to happen in this country. We will be there, or our representation will be there. You know, our employees will be there. And we will be listening to all the audio files from these meetings. And we will now be able to, you know, mark them for quotes or for whatever. We have also established very good working relationships with the Office of the DPP, the Office of the DCI. Because and also the EACC, you realize that our job, we cannot only rely on ourselves. The DPP must help us with the prosecution. The DCI must help us with the investigation. And then we have to take the case to the judiciary, which now takes over from there. So we have forged a very good working relationship, a multi-agency task force that is now helping in the smooth transition of the case from our institution to the DCI, to the DPP, and finally to the judiciary. We are also working with the EACC to play a role in the vetting of politicians before they run for office. So if you're a politician who is used to hate speech, if you're a politician,
they're all used to hate. Majority of them are used to hate speech.
They will find it tough in 2022 because NCIC is working now with EACC, and we are telling them this particular politician does not meet the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya. They are the propagators of hate speech, and so they should not run for that particular office. So it's a wake-up call to the politicians that Kenya cannot go back to where it was in 2007. So we are taking those things very, very seriously. We have a wall of shame. And it's so funny because these politicians, when you put them on a wall of shame,
it's minus a couple of votes.
And they all came running like, no, you can't put me there. So we realized, oh wow. So you feel bad when you're on the wall of shame. Then stop the hate speech.
So elections are around the corner. And as usual, we know how the script turns out. We have women and children being extremely vulnerable to election violence. So what is it that you're doing at the Commission to ensure that the safety of these vulnerable children, not just vulnerable people, not just women and children, but vulnerable Kenyans, what are you doing about protecting themselves and their freedom?
Yeah, I would want to implore to the young women, to the young men, to the youth of this country especially, because the youth are prone to being used by politicians to propagate violence against their brothers and sisters. So I would just wish to tell you that if a politician comes and tells you that we need to fight against these other people, because they do not belong to our political party, or they do not, support our party. They are in a different party and they are supporting a different candidate. And now the politician wants to use you to fight those other people who are your brothers and sisters. Personally, I would tell the politician, bring your son, bring your daughter, let's go fight these people. So the youth must know that whenever there is violence, it is you who will be used for violence. It is you who is going to die in the line of fire. So it's good to avoid such issues, and particularly to support our work as NCIC, because we are the people who are supposed to be bringing peace, but we cannot bring it if the people are not ready. If you want to be used by politicians, if you want to cause violence against your brothers and sisters, if you want to be the propagator of hate speech, if you want to be the stone thrower, we will also come for you. You will go to court. So it's not right to just destroy your life because of a short span of a campaign period and because of being paid pesa kidogo, which will just not even take you a day, just to bring grief to other people. Let's make Kenya peaceful. Let's be friends with our brothers and sisters. Let's be the good neighbors that we need to be, and let's keep peace. The peace that we have seen for a long time in Kenya needs to be maintained. We can never afford to go back to what we saw in the 2000, 2007, 2008 general elections.
Still on youth, one of the biggest problems that the country is facing among the young people is joblessness. I don't know whether it is a mindset or it is a perception, because the youth believe that for them to be employed, they have to have white-collar jobs. Is that true, or what do they have other options? Are there such things that they can do in order to be economically empowered?
I believe that a job must not be the white-collar job. Yeah. There is also dignity in being a mason. There is also dignity in being a carpenter. There is dignity in even being a farmer. People are making a lot of money in these jobs. Today, if you're trying to put up a house somewhere, it's a nightmare getting people to do some basic things like plumbing works, wiring works and all that. So I would just urge the youth to take up the jobs that are least, to take the paths that are least traveled, because in these jobs there is money. Yeah. In being a crane driver, you earn 3,500 shillings a day.
Per day?
Yes. And this course takes you 1 month for you to learn. But people don't know that. Yeah, people don't know that. Yeah, to be these machine operators, excavator operators, and all that, you earn handsome money in a day just driving that machine. 3,000 Kenya shillings, you have your money every day. But the youth don't know that.
We want to dress formally and go to the office.
Yes, and go to the office.
Yes.
But you'll be dressed there in the office with no money.
And broke.
Yeah. But a carpenter will be earning more money than that person in the office. So just to tell them, there's dignity in the technical, vocational institutions. And the good thing is that the president has really, grown these institutions. They were dead some years ago, but now they are renovated, their facilities are up, and the youth should now take up these jobs. But I also somehow blame it on our system that has, tried to initiate the mind of that youth that you must get education of the highest level. You must sit in the office for you to look like an important person. But we forget that which is building our society, that which is supposed to be, taking our economy forward. Yeah. So I would just encourage them, do not just look at the office roles, look at other roles that can make you money. Yeah.
I hope someone listened to that. Now, what does your dad call you? Are you still her little girl?
He calls me Wambui.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not my little girl?
No. No, he calls me Wambui. Yeah, I've actually been called Wambui. In high school, I used to be called Nyutu, but in, you know, family and all that, they call me Wambui. Yeah.
Are they proud of you?
They are proud of me. They are so proud of me. My dad is my political advisor. He will write to me and he will tell me, I can see this is where the country is going. Yeah, you need to do this and this. And I greatly appreciate his advice. Yeah.
Does he book an appointment to see you?
No, he doesn't. One thing I didn't do to my family and to my friends, they still remain my family and my friends. They still see me as that little girl, that little, you know, person, or that, you know, normal person. And you need that. Yeah, you don't need everyone calling you madam, you know, someone's, you don't need that all your life. You need to go home and people can laugh with you. You need to go for a drink and people enjoy sitting with you. They are not so tensed because you're here, yeah? So I have maintained my friends actually from when I was, you know, a long time ago. They are still my friends today. Yeah, so those barriers because of position must not be there because, yeah, these are your people. At the end of the day, you need them. They need you. Yeah.
We're about to finish,
Yeah.
but the month of June was an eventful one, especially in the lives of youthful Kenyans. We experienced the World Rally Champions in Naivasha after, I think, 19 years absence. It was a big deal. I don't know whether you went. I am certainly not going to say whether I went, but there are things that we saw that I certainly cannot unsee because they're so stuck in my mind, and they were involving young people, particularly the young women. So what I can say about Naivasha is that there was the bad, there was the good, and then there was the ugly. So as a youth advocate and someone who is also passionate about women empowerment, what is it that you can tell our young people in campus about having fun?
Well, I love my load of fun. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
I love having fun. And young people must always have fun. I mean, that's why you're young.
Yes.
I mean, you can dance the whole night, you can jump, you can go everywhere that you wish that you can go. But freedom comes with responsibility. Yeah, you must always remember that at the end of the day, you have your health to look at and you have your future to look at. You shouldn't let one day of fun, you know, just destroy your future. You know, so fun must be had responsibly, in a responsible manner. I personally went to Naivasha because
you did?
I wouldn't miss that. The last time I saw it, I was, I think, in class 1.
Wow, that's
When
a
I
long,
last saw, when it passed from, you know, it passed, I think it passed Apple in our school. So that was the first time and last time I saw it. So I was like, no
way.
I have to go and see this. And I'm this sort of adrenaline person who loves, you know, fast moving
yes,
things.
You're an adrenaline junkie. I want to ask you something before we finish. Okay, carry on.
So I had to go there, and it was a lot of fun, and it was so good to see the world coming to Kenya to rally, and you know, it was a good thing to also advertise ourselves as a tourism destination. And as I just said, fun and freedom comes with responsibility. So just to tell us, the young people, and them, the younger people, be responsible. As a campus girl, don't be used. Yeah, have your dignity with yourself. Always carry it with you. People respect you when they see that you respect yourself. Yeah, if you carry your dignity, nobody will joke around with you. If they approach you, they will approach you knowing that you're not, you know, the type to be joked around with. So yeah,
Important.
very important for the young women to know, you know, what they carry. They should carry it with dignity.
You are a risk taker. I must agree, you have beat me hands down. I take risks, but your levels are, you have gone to the next level. I have things in my bucket list, okay? visiting Victoria Falls, but doing bungee jumping is not one of them. How on earth did you do that? I mean, is it something that you had planned? Was it in your bucket list, or did it just happen spontaneously? And while you were there, what was happening? Did you feel like the world was coming to an end?
Sometimes you don't have to overplan things. You overplan things and they just go haywire. You overthink things and they just go offside, So sometimes you just have to enjoy that particular moment. So yeah, I love having this kind of fun because it is challenging. It challenges you to, even think about yourself as a person. You jump 111 meters, free fall.
Oh my God.
It is, I don't know what to say, but it's crazy. Yeah, at that particular time you're alone. There is no building. You just see death with your own eyes. I mean, you just feel that if something just goes wrong slightly, you're out and you're done. But it sort of also shows you that there are no limitations to this life. You can do this, I like to challenge myself.
Clearly, clearly you do.
Yeah. So then that was one of them, challenging myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we promised you a great show, and we hope that you seated at home was inspired by the story of our guest for today. We have had Wambui Nyutu. She is a commissioner at the NCIC, probably one of the youngest commissioners we have had in this country, and that is a big deal. Wambui, thank you so much for sharing with us your story. Thank you so much for the wisdom you have dished out to the youthful Kenyans and those who are young at heart. And we hope that we'll be able to get back to have this conversation once you become the president of this country, because we can see it coming. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hallelujah. Well, this has been Her Standards with me, Queen Tambori. As usual, I get very excited to bring you inspiring stories about women trailblazers and women who are making an impact in the society. We have had Wambui Nyutu with us today. She has expressed herself, her life. She has opened up to us about some of the secrets that women can use, especially in the world of politics. This conversation certainly cannot end here. Let's keep talking. We are available at KTN Home across all social media platforms, or you can also talk to me directly. Connect with me at Queen Tambori on Facebook, Queen Imbori on Instagram, Queenie Saina on Twitter, or you can also find me as Queen Tambori on LinkedIn. This has been Her Standards. I just want to thank you so much for your company. We don't take it for granted. This is a cold season, and we hope that we kept you warm for this hour or so. Till next time, bye for now. Take care of yourself and pursue your goals.
Woman of the Week, Velma Chepkoech. Velma Chepkoech, a nurse at Londiani Sub-County Hospital in Kericho County, has been recognized and appreciated by the county government of Kericho for her exemplary work. Kericho Governor Paul Chepkwony led his county in appreciating the nurse for her kind and outstanding work. Nurse Velma Chepkoech's recognition came following a viral picture helping a mother while babysitting her baby. The baby's mother was brought to that hospital by well-wishers in a bad condition, therefore rendering her unable to care for her child. Velma's true calling and instincts kicked in when she took it upon herself to become the caretaker to the child while she continued attending to the sick mother and other patients. Her selfless act warmed the hearts of Kenyans who made the picture viral and attracted the attention of the county officials.